Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I just decided to jump on here and let everyone know what I'm doing these days. So, my name is Chipo, as many of you know, and I help immigrant moms uncover their gifts and talents and deploy them in service of others. I'm so excited about the work that I get to do. And it's amazing because in 2019, a few years ago, I was a successful pharmacist managing a prominent pharmacy in Namibia and just excited to be doing that. But realizing also that I wanted more for myself and my family. And, we prayed about it and we decided to apply for express entry and we moved to Canada in 2019. Just 1 month after we applied, the process was really quite easy for us. We got permanent residency, we moved across the Atlantic Ocean, just ready to start this new amazing life in Canada. But what nobody tells you is once you land into a different identity because I left as a successful healthcare professional, um, you know, employed, middle class, and I landed as an unemployed, unqualified mom who had to start figuring it out. So the excitement quickly dissipated. And then I was confronted with the facts before me, that, okay, I'm here now. I need to reestablish myself. We need to become valuable contributors to our society and get to pay taxes and all the good stuff that you do when you move to North America. And that was it. That was the focus for the first 18 months. Got licensed, got back to becoming an intern again after being qualified for 11 years. I found myself interning for free for 6 months. Yay, that was part of the journey. But just integrating into the system, learning new things, getting requalified, getting my APA, beginning to really serve as a pharmacist in community. And, I got into management for a stint. And, that was all very satisfying because that was the goal I had set for myself at that time. But also, there was a voice deep inside of me that was saying that there was more, and I was looking for more, and I wanted to find out what that more was, how I could serve in a greater capacity, how I could really begin to use some of the gifts and talents that I wasn't using in this setting. So I moved to a different corporate, and I think that was really the first time that I was exposed to toxic working environments, toxic dynamics with people and power. And that was a shock to my system. And I think that was also one of the motivators for me to move out of clinical work into a non clinical role in GMP, of all things. Yes, and so I'm always up for a challenge, and I feel like anything I put my mind to, I can definitely achieve. So, because I had faith in myself and my abilities, definitely got in there running. I managed to really do something that was unprecedented and really new in the field and got this establishment licensed. And I got to manage a team of, interdisciplinary people, just for the first time, really working not just in clinical pharmacy, but in putting all these different pieces together. And I feel like I excelled at that. Definitely, we got what we were looking for with that project. But it was in that arena, in that field, that I was exposed to other gifts and skills that I had neglected for a while. You know, I used to be one that loved to be in the drama club and stand on stages. And for the first time, I stood on a stage and I was terrified. I realized that if you don't use some of these gifts and skills in life, you lose the muscle. You know, you get weak in them. So I decided that was one thing that I really wanted to be good at, to stand in front of people and express myself well without getting all those jitters. So I decided I was going to go on this journey to start identifying those gifts and skills that I had neglected over the years and begin to really work on amplifying them, on strengthening them, and just improving myself in general in the process. And that's when I really started to dive deep into self development, into speaking, into improv, into teaching, into strategy, negotiation. I just went into all these things that I knew I loved, and I wasn't sure exactly which one would be the one that would click for me because I knew I was searching for something. So dove deep into that field, and then I fell in love with strategy, with teaching, with just transformation. And the more I began to work on myself and work with a coach and work with a group of people that were on the same endeavor, the more I started to see myself really stepping into this new person that I wanted to be. And it dawned on me one time in a conversation with the coach that I wanted to help immigrant moms in healthcare who had just moved and sort of were finding themselves. I wanted to sort of help them not to go through the difficulty that I went through trying to find who I was, trying to establish myself, trying to have time for my family, experiencing burnout with the long shifts, not being able to be there so much for your kids, and just trying to re identify as this person that you were and even do better and improve yourself. So I really identified with that version of me, that struggle, and helping others not to struggle in that way. And really, that was how Purpose Beyond Burnout was born. And that's how I started with this proprietary system of legacy and freedom and purpose beyond burnout. And I began to really find satisfaction in helping women really identify that unique thing that makes you one in 8.3 billion. You are you, your fingerprint is unique. It doesn't matter how many billion people are there in this world. Nobody can replace you, nobody can serve in the way that you can serve. So just unlocking those gifts that we all innately have and compounding them with the skills that we've learned, the things we've gone through, nothing is wasted. And then providing this offering that only you and only I can uniquely offer to the world, and then just be able to flourish in that. So that has been my joy. That has been the work that has given me so much satisfaction lately. And I am just excited to keep on going. And so I share this to just let you know that if I was able to transition, even moving continent, even, trying to be more present for my kids, getting into this clinical licensing, and now serving women who are in the position that I was, if I am able to just transform and reestablish myself in this way, so can you. Life is too short for you to live feeling stuck, or for you to live in regret and wishing that you had stepped out. If you have a calling and knowing inside of you that there is something greater that you should be doing, then don't delay. There is no time like the present. Now is the time to really start moving towards that goal. And once you start taking those steps, once you start building, then you're not going to look back. It's just going to come together from there. It's almost like God comes once He sees our willingness. He then comes and begins to direct our steps and to open those doors. And finally, you'll see yourself exactly where you need to be. When I see a woman unlock her potential, I know I just know that I am exactly where I'm meant to be, doing what I'm meant to do, and it gives me so much fulfillment. And I want to just end this short live with the part, just the beginning of the poem that I love so much from Marianne Williamson, which is Our Deepest Fear. And the statement is, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. We know it deep down that we're not inadequate. But our deepest fear is that we will uncover the brilliance inside of us. So don't be afraid to be brilliant. Don't be afraid to step into your power. Don't be afraid to step into your greatness. It is your destiny. If it is your desire, desire means of the Father, desire of the Father. If it is your desire, it is your destiny, and just have to work past the fear. Do it afraid. Jump, and you won't regret it. Friends, if this helps you, I hope it helps you to make that decision. If you've been on the fence, just grab it and run with it, and you won't regret it. Ta ta.